Hi guys, and welcome to another WordPress video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, this is a follow-up from the last few videos we did. In the last one, we made a linkable announcement above our header here in our site. In this one, we're going to put a little notification up the top here on all pages to download an ebook. And when you click on it, it'll open the ebook in a new tab. And you can click on the little button and download it. Really easy to do, so let's get started. Okay, if I refresh this should disappear. And let's get started. And to do this today, we need to go down to Appearance, Themes, and our theme editor. Now you may get a notification when you go into the editor to be careful when you're editing these files because they can break your site, which is true. And the best bet when you're doing this is to back up whatever file you're editing. Make a copy of it. And if you're not sure about this, don't do it. But if you follow along with what I'm doing here, it's very simple. So the file we're going to edit today is the header PHP. And here it is. And it may look a little bit strange. This is PHP for you. At the top here we've got the head. We don't need to do anything in there. Just below we've got the body, which is where we'll be working today. Just below that we've got a PHP hook which actually calls in the body structure itself. And just below that we've got our header. Now if we look at our page here, here's our header with our logo, site title and our menu over here. And we want to put something on top of it that'll appear on every single page. So if we go back here, there's our header. We want to work just above our header. So I'm going to give it a bit of space, just hit my return key. And we'll start writing a little bit of HTML here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to encase everything in a div in case we want to do something else later on. So that's a left pointy bracket, div, and a right pointy bracket. And once you put in the opening div, it'll automatically put in the closing div for you with the /. Now all opening tags should have a closing tag. If you don't, then sometimes it'll make things below it not work correctly. Now what do we want to say with our announcement? So I'm going to open some paragraph tags. Again, pointy bracket, P for paragraph. And it's put the closing one in there for us again. So let's say something like download our latest ebook. And just for information, I'll say click here. That'll let people know that they can click on it and download it there. Okay, so we put in what we want. Let's save this and take a quick look. It won't look too interesting. We'll update the file. And now let's look at our page. And there it is. It's on the left hand side by default, but the actual text itself looks fine to me. Got a bit of margin on bottom, we can lose that. But we want to put it in the middle and perhaps give it a background color of your choice just to make it stand out a little bit more. And of course we want to link it to a download. Now if you're watching yesterday's video, it's very similar process, so you can skip ahead. So let's go back in here and just give our paragraph a bit of style. So just after the P in, before the right pointy bracket there, I'm going to add a bit of space. I'm going to say style equals, then put in 2 sets of inverted commas. Now inside is where we can write our CSS. Okay, the first thing I want to do is align that text center, and I'll put this CSS below. You're welcome to modify it and use it. So it's text align, colon, center, semicolon. You always need a semicolon after a little piece of CSS. If you don't put one in there, it won't read the next piece. Okay, so we put it in the center. I want the background color to be, let's use green today. Background, colon, green, or you can put in a hex code, work just as well. The actual color of the text I want to be white, so that's just simply color, colon, and we'll use the hex here, why not? FFF is the hex code for white. And there was a little bit of margin on the bottom that I want to get rid of. If we look here, there's a bit of space down there, so I'm going to say margin bottom 0. That'll take away that extra space on the bottom, but we do want to give it a bit of padding all around, top, bottom, left and right. It doesn't matter too much about the left and right because in the middle you won't see it, but we'll give it a little bit of space so it's right in the middle of the bar. So let's go back and do that. I'm going to say margin bottom 0. That should take away that extra bit of margin. And I'm going to give it a bit of padding all around of say 10 pixels. P-A-D-D-I-N-G, padding, colon, 10 pixels. If you just put one value in there, it'll affect all top, right, bottom and left. You can do them individually, or you can put two values in. First one will be top and bottom, second one will be left and right. Okay, so let's save this and see what we've got now. Great, file saved. Let's refresh. Fantastic. As you can see, our text is now in the middle. We've got 10 pixels padding top and bottom. That extra margin's gone. But it doesn't actually do anything. And we want them to be able to click on this and it'll open up a PDF that they can download, or an ebook PDF that they can download. So let's make it link. Now to make it link, what we need to do is wrap the actual paragraph text in what they call an anchor tag. So again, we'll open up the pointy bracket, A for anchor. Then we got to tell it where it wants to go, which is href equals a couple of inverted commas. Then we can close out our anchor tag, and as you can see, it's put a closing one in there. Now the closing one wants to go at the end of whatever we're trying to link, so let's cut that, Control X, and put it at the end of the paragraph text there. So we've kind of wrapped our whole little bit of text in a linking tag, an anchor tag. Now, where do we want it to go? We want it to go to a PDF file. So to do that, let's go to our media library. And upload a PDF file. Simply going to drag it in here. There it is, my ebook PDF. Now if I click on it, it'll give us the link to where it is right here. And you can click there and copy the link, or you can select it and copy the link that way, however you wish to do it. Now we've got our link, we can go back and simply pop it in here. Now if we leave it like that, we're going to click on it and it's going to open up the PDF, but it'll open it up on the same page. I'm not sure I want that. I want to keep the page open because I don't really want people to leave the site. So let's add another bit of code, target blank, and that way it'll open up in a new page or a new tab. So I'm going to say target equals a couple of inverted commas again, and inside the inverted commas we want to say underscore blank. That way it should open up in a new tab. So let's update this and refresh our page. Great. Well, as you can see, that's a link now. If I click on it, there we go, it opens our ebook in a new tab, and you can download it by hitting the download link up there, and it'll ask you where you want to save it. That's great, but I did notice that our link, if I refresh this page, it's got a little red line under it. That's pretty faint. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got a red line on it, and that's because the default for tags on the 2020 theme that I'm using here is to put a little red underline on links. Now I don't particularly want that on there. Two things you could do: you can make the background red so you don't see it, or we can simply tell it to go away on this particular link. So if we go back in here, here's our anchor tag, we can add a bit of style to it, just like we did with our paragraph tag. So I can say style equals, open and close some inverted commas, and give it a space afterwards. That's important. Now in between I can write my CSS, and I'm going to say text decoration, text dash decoration, colon, none. Let's see if that works. We may have to force it, but that should work. And let's update our file now. Now let's refresh the page. And there it is. That's gone now, that little red line. So that's looking good. One other option, if you don't want them to have to open the file and download it this way, you could turn it into a zip file. Let me do that quickly. Okay, I've just created a zip file out of it. Let's go to our media library again, and we'll upload the zip file this time. As you can see, there's a zip file. We'll do exactly the same thing. We'll grab the link, Control C, go back to our page, and we'll switch out the link for the PDF for a zip file. And I can take away that target blank now because it's not going to open anything. We'll delete that one. We'll update our file. Now let's refresh our page. Now I'm using Google Chrome here. Now when I click on it, it'll download it to the browser right here. If you're using Firefox or something else, it may download it to a different one, but it'll download it to your default download location. So there you go. That's how to add an ebook download above the header of your WordPress site, and this should work on any WordPress site. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.